Hi, my name is Scarlett, and I'm an atheist and skeptic, and today we are looking at a short clip from Ray Comfort and Living Waters, his ministry. Its title is Atheist Can't Stand, all caps, Ray's answer to his questions. As if. It's a snippet from a slightly longer video where this atheist named Bruce asks Ray some questions. What's interesting to me is how this video demonstrates Ray's sloppy thinking while he thinks he has scored some great win. I've watched his evangelism attempts, the have you ever told a lie shtick, and I've listened to or watched debates or discussions that Ray has had with some atheists. I know a lot of the concepts have been explained to him, but he continues to use the same talking points. Listening to Ray makes me sad because I feel like I'm in the presence of someone who doesn't really listen, who can't hear what's being said to him, who won't learn. He has a narrative to push, and he only listens until he finds an entry to a talking point. I would like to think that the man is sincere in thinking that he has the truth and he's trying to save people. But if you don't listen to others, if you don't learn the information correctly, how can you be sure you're in possession of anything true? So enough blibbity blab. Let's hear the question and Ray's answers.
Why over 500 years has science continually ruled out God but never ruled him in?
I don't know.
We might take issue with the wording here. Frankly, I would go with, why does science not need the explanatory power of a deity? Or why do scientific explanations and models have no need of a God? But that might confuse Ray. But I think what we're getting at here is this. Scientists have examined the universe, and all they need are physical explanations. They don't need a deity for any of their models. But of course, Ray will disagree.
Ruled him in.
I don't know what you're talking about. That is just such an untrue statement. Our foundation for science comes from godly men, Isaac Newton and others who believed in God's existence. Einstein was not an atheist.
Of course, we only get two names of scientists, two household names, right? By the way, did you know there are whole wiki pages dedicated to the religious beliefs of Newton and Einstein? I find that interesting. The fact that some scientists believed, or still do believe, in a deity is not a demonstration that the science they studied was the reason. Of course, Newton was a product of his time, and a very religious time at that, but he also pursued alchemy, looking for the Philosopher's Stone, so should we take that seriously? Newton might have appreciated Comfort's view of creation needing a creator, since he thought God was responsible for winding up the universe. And I will grant you that Newton was a great man and thinker, but he predated a lot of the science we now know. Even if you want to apply the label genius to Newton, that doesn't mean you should just grant that he is correct in all of his opinions and statements. Einstein, of course, is more problematic in that he was born Jewish, and his view of God was more of a Spinoza's God, a more deistic view of it all. He, unlike Ray, did not believe in an afterlife. And one has to wonder if he just wasn't turned off by the behavior of some atheists, because he thought atheists could be just as dogmatic as fundamentalists. So I guess my point in all that is very different from Ray and what Ray believes. But anyway, I will grant you that his theories are genius. It doesn't mean you should just accept everything he thought or believed. I mean, those things have to be examined. Really, frankly, his theories had to be examined and tested too. I would say when smart people tell us their opinions, it behooves us to consider what they're saying because, hey, smart people. But everyone can be, and likely is, dumb in some area, and everyone can be wrong. And like Newton, Einstein didn't posit this potential God because of the science. These are people who see the way the world works and assume a God behind it. If you can assume that Einstein even did that. I do want to share with you this piece I found on creation.com, Einstein's Heroes, Biblical Creationists by Sean Doyle. So as you can see, these are not quite atheists that are talking about Einstein, and this is what Sean writes. Sadly, Einstein did not share the spiritual convictions of his heroes being Newton, Faraday, and Maxwell. Like many in his day and now, he felt free to abandon the biblical God. So even if Einstein believed in some version of a God, it wasn't the Christian God that Ray Comfort takes for granted. And by the way, that fun quote on there about Newton, Faraday, and Maxwell being biblical creationists, it's funny how none of them were biologists and they did not live at a time when evolutionary theory was established. So there's that. But back to our topic at hand. The thing is, there are lots of atheists in the sciences, and a lot of the atheists and the theists that work in the sciences insist on a strict separation of these domains. So that was a lot of blibbity-blab to say, just because a given scientist is a believer doesn't mean that the science was the cause of their faith, and it doesn't prove that science ruled in God or demonstrated God or whatever phrasing is your preferred phrase. Next.
God's proven scientifically and just looking around you. Look, if I said to you as we sit in this huge building, I see no evidence of a builder, you'd think I was crazy.
Ray just loves this building needs a builder analogy. And this is so problematic in lots of ways. You can put in your own issues with it in the comments below, because there is no way I can exhaust the topic. I will just say that we know of no buildings that just pop into existence or form without a process, and usually it's not a single person but a team, architects, engineers, carpenters, electricians, plumbers, and so on. But we do see natural phenomena form. Think of a cloud forming in the atmosphere and dissipating. No agent is doing that, it's atmospheric conditions. Rocks form from sediment or magma. What was a bunch of grains of sand becomes sandstone with enough time and pressure. No agent. Stars out in our universe form under the correct conditions. We know plants grow from seeds, and when they mature they produce new seeds, and our modern plants evolved from earlier plants which formed from prebiotic life. Basically, in the physical world, matter changes under different conditions. No agent needed. But show me even the most modest mini house that formed from other materials. Again, science has not revealed God through the way things come into existence.
Crazy. Now let me answer the question. We don't want to get through these too quick.
You're not going to answer that.
Yeah, I'm answering it.
Number three.
Let me finish it, Bruce. Bruce, I'm going to give you.
It's going to go into an hour.
I'm going to give you evidence for God's existence.
Nope.
It's important to note that Bruce says Ray is not going to answer the question, with a bit of laugh in his voice. And it's clear he wants a short video, 5 minutes. Now, whether or not you think that time limit is fair, I just want to point out that it's not that he can't stand Ray's answer, like the title indicates. He actually thinks that Ray is actively not answering.
It's utterly without the realm of possibility for DNA to make itself. It's coherent information. And so you just have to look at DNA to know that God exists. That's the intelligent design.
Let's go to number 3.
Okay, DNA is not coherent information in the way Ray is suggesting. And intelligent design is not the super answer Ray thinks it is. I will repeat for the bazillionth time, I am not a scientist, I understand this stuff on a layperson's level, and I'm not sure I want to explain how DNA works because I think I will bungle it. But there are some good explanations out there. I will pop into the chat a video I watched recently about how the Discovery Institute refutes intelligent design. Yes, you heard that right, the Discovery Institute refutes intelligent design. It's from a channel called Creation Myths. And the long and short of it is, design proponents need DNA to be highly specific, to look designed, their beloved complex specified information. But researchers have discovered other sequences, ones not found in nature, that can perform the same function. So basically the sequences are not as specified as design proponents have proposed. Anyway, watch that video if you want to know an issue with ID, or go watch Professor Dave or some other good science communicator. Long and short of it is, DNA does not reveal a God.
Go to number 3.
We'll get out of this one real quick. Too hot in the kitchen.
Why do God...
I didn't watch the whole video to know what other questions this Bruce had for Ray. Maybe I will. But let's remember that Ray's org put this up as atheists can't stand the answer. But really, Bruce thinks Ray is not answering. And indeed, he really didn't answer. Ray brought up, some scientists believe in God. So what? Their science did not prove God. Second, the whole building needs a builder. He didn't even elaborate here, thankfully, but the analogy is faulty. And third, DNA proves intelligent design, which it doesn't, and there are many problems with the notion of intelligent design and complex specified information. But Ray thinks he's knocked this out of the park, and I don't think there's any hope for him to understand why that is wrong. You know, Ray isn't exactly a young man, and he has a lifetime invested in finding whatever words will make him feel his beliefs are correct. That's not a recipe for learning. And also, I don't think Ray understands people. If he thinks the only reason this Bruce wants to move on is that Ray totally owned him, he is deluded. Well, what thoughts did you have on this short video that Ray put out? Let me know in the comments below, and while you're down there, you can like and subscribe to all the YouTube stuffing. Love it when you do the YouTube stuffing. Algorithmo and his consort Algorithma, love it when you do the YouTube stuffing. And if you like what I do, you can buy me a coffee. That link is also in the description below, and I'll see you sometime soon for something different. Bye for now.